Rooms and Doors by CJ4, a Rooms fan game that was originally just a remake of Rooms Plus by Magic 277, until it got inspired by Doors. Today I will take a look on Rooms and Doors history through all these years, and go over the things that changed. Rooms and Doors wasn't popular at all until these two videos were uploaded to YouTube in November 2022, one of them being made by Kacperos while the other one by JONK. Both these videos are from when B-Sector was a thing and Gummy Flashlight wasn't in the game. But what if I tell you that Rooms and Doors had a different name before? Well, there's literally no footage of it, but CJ, owner of the game, provided me some information about even older version of Rooms and Doors. First things first, Rooms and Doors was just called Rooms but with a weird font. The name of the font is unknown, but how did the game look like? I'll just show what CJ said about it. In summary, Rooms and Doors development started after Rooms Plus, which doesn't seem to be there any information about it unless I didn't search it up properly, and before Doors. We know that someone sent CJ Rooms models which were probably stolen. A60 instead of running into Doors, it will be pulled back into Void at insane speeds. The game was very easy to beat and there is no videos of someone playing it. The only thing we have is this image in the game thumbnails titled Old Rooms Faithful Entrance, which most likely represents the older Rooms and Doors. November 2022 was the month where Rooms and Doors got people into playing it because of these videos mentioned earlier. For Rooms 1 to 20, which most people call Prologue Rooms, there used to play a slowed version of Zero Project Gothic, which you can hear in the background right now. The funniest thing about that time is that A60 Prime used to be called BFO 50 by most people for some reason. I'm guessing that nobody knew its name because dev screens were a thing back then. Overall, there were only 5 entities: A10, A60, A60 Prime, A40 and A50. There's much more things in that old version. There was no Gummy Flashlight, no pulling lever animations, room loading, old desks and tables, old lockers and old A60 faces, filler room with paintings, rooms getting more dark the closer you were to room 50, this sound when room 60 was opened, and the entrance to B sector, which you can also see on one of game's thumbnails. The sign at the bottom of the staircase said, "This game is unfinished. You may explore this new section but there will be no game events." Which wasn't 100% true because A60 will always spawn on door B120. For how rooms look like in B sector, I recommend watching a video made by JONK, which I will leave in the description. In early February, music for Prologue Rooms was replaced with LawnReality's Abondoned house, which you can hear right now. I don't think there were more changes at that time. In March 2023, lots of things got added, such as new entities A120, A200 and A200 Prime, Gummy Flashlight, a main menu and endless mode. On April 4th, I uploaded the very first guide to Rooms and Doors that was the most popular video on my channel back then. That video got even more players to try out Rooms and Doors. After that guide, during April through 5 days, I've been attempting so-called Reaching Room 500 series. Now you might ask, what made me want to achieve such goal in this game? Well, it was just because of a single sentence in the game's description, which read, "Max difficulty starts at room A500 or something like that. When I attempted this challenge, I had realized that A200 was the worst entity in this game, only because you couldn't hear if it spawned sometimes, forcing player to get to a locker whenever A60 ran into a door. That was very time consuming, but on April 9th I managed to build it. This video also got noticed by owner of the game. After few days I noticed that I received a custom profile picture and tag in multiplayer lobbies from CJ. That encouraged me to do even more challenges, as well as informative Rooms and Doors videos. On April 13th and May 2nd, I managed to complete reaching room 500 with flashlight as well as lightless. On May 11th, a day where I reached 1000 subscribers, and if you guessed it, I did a room 1000 run. On June 16th, even more entities were added into the game, that being A100, A90 and A250. The next day there was a hotfix to make A100 and A90 much more balanced. However, not only the game updated, CJ4 also gave me content creator tag as well as admin tools visible on multiplayer lobbies. This allowed me to make videos about Rooms and Doors much easier. On November 17th, a major update for Rooms and Doors released. This update finally brought us mobile and console support, checkpoints and much more. For entities, A200 is much more easier to survive, however, it got an ability to insta-kill players. For A50 it makes it harder to see the longer you stay in the locker. In summary, in 2023, there were 6 new entities added, I did a lot of challenges and I got to know CJ more. This year is also the only year where I uploaded the most videos on my channel. On March 8th, a big update released which added intro and changed lots of visuals in the game. In the patch notes we can see that Gummy Flashlight and A100 were also rebalanced. On March 15th, we got an update that added charms, each one having different passive or ability. It's worth mentioning that Rav got completely reworked a day later. Then came April 1st, which everyone thought would be a silly April Fool's update, but it wasn't even close to being that. Modding was released which let players modify how most entities look like and sound like. If you are on my Discord server, you should definitely try out the mods from our community. On April 4th, Omega got added to the game and Endless Mode was removed. If you get to room 1000 you will unlock Scanner permanently. It's worth mentioning that both Desire and Sloth got rebalanced at that time. There were no updates until September 1st. That update added settings, new patience charm and finally table rework. I forgot to mention earlier that there was 10% chance of surviving at the table from A60. Thankfully it works differently now. There were also a few more charm changes. And then came October 17th, which made Gummy Flashlight's light not being detected by A100, but most importantly added A666, an entity which can be spawned on room 666. After A666 spawned, players have to get to room 700 before it has gone through all of its phases. I didn't actually bother on which phase does what, so I just show what Rooms and Doors Wiki fandom has to say about that. That was also the last update in 2024. First update in 2025 was on February 17th, which added donation game passes and banger mode. Please note that to activate banger mode you need to buy one of the donations and interact with a burger behind the couch on first room. On March 13th was the most recent update we had for Rooms and Doors, which added rewind rooms to cause less lag, reworking how A120 attacks players, and a new Envy Charm ability that allows players to talk through servers with others if they have Envy equipped as well. That would be everything for this video. I apologize for sounding weird at times. It was either I sounded sick or there was too much noise in the background. I'm fully aware that I skipped over a lot of things. I originally planned to make this video around 20 minutes, but I didn't see a point in talking about the less important things. Anyway, I know it's been a while since the last Rooms and Doors update, but since I have access to test build of Rooms and Doors, I can say that huge progress is being made. We just have to wait. That's everything from me. I'll see you in the next video.